God bless you. You are welcome. This is Evangelist Imakalo channel via YouTube and Facebook and other channels like Instagram, like Twitter, and some other broadcasting platforms, media platforms will be added as time goes on. So by now I am broadcasting on two media channels, which are YouTube and the Facebook. So subscribe if you have not done so. This is the beginning of my resummation to proper Christian teachings. I have been doing Christian teachings partly in addition to social freedom agitation that I've been doing as an IPOB Biafra agitator, but at this point in time, I am about to resume and to be more concentrated on Christian teachings. So I am about sampling it now. So it has been a long time that I have not have any teaching on the Facebook, even though since ever then I have been getting many friend requests and I've been accepting all of them. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all of my subscribers, most especially on Facebook, because my YouTube channel is not yet known by people, because in YouTube, as at now, I have only 8 subscribers. 8 subscribers, so it has not been known by the people. I want to use this medium to advertise my YouTube channel, and more of my teachings are in the YouTube channel. I have completed them. I downloaded a lot from Ima Biafra TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge. So they are most especially downloaded videos, but the same content. There is no change, no addition, no subtraction to any of the content. But it is about me separating this Christian channel from the social channel. And by this time, I will be concentrating more on Christian teachings. May God bless you. So I come across a video. And that was there before yesterday. Today is Sunday, the 8th of this month of October 2023. So day before yesterday, I met this video, and a lot of my listeners, and more especially the Igbo ethnic listeners, will know this woman, this young and beautiful woman. This is Donia Nalita Ojugana Wareze Nisofia. So she was talking about an issue of denial of sex in marriage, and they're complaining about a marriage that is about to break up due to the woman in the marriage happens to be a pastor in a local church, and because of periodic fasting, which she schedules and engages herself into, at times she will engage into fasting for a number of days, even at times to up to 1 month completely. That is 30 days thereabout completely. And during this time, the period, she will be fasting. She will not allow her husband to touch her. And this matter is about, it has been causing problems. This matter has been causing problems in their marriage. But at this point in time, the marriage may break up as a result of this confusion. So the matter was brought to Ojugana Walese, which is a Donia Nalita. Then she began to demand for people's contribution and for clarification over this, and asking us, the Christians, and more especially people like me, the Christian teachers, for us to provide answer to this perplexity of a matter, and for her to know whether the Bible has any record of people not having sex when they are fasting, and does Bible endorse anything like that? And if the answer is yes, why? Is the woman doing the right thing, or is the woman doing the wrong thing? I will analyze the video in detail after playing it. Just let me play the video.
I just said, let me ask this question. Is there anywhere in the Bible that it is written that while fasting, it will spoil the prayer? For the benefit of those that don't understand the Igbo, is there anywhere in the Bible that it is written that if you are fasting, you cannot make out with your husband? Is there anywhere it is written? Is there anywhere in the Bible that it is written that while fasting, you cannot do touching body with your husband? The reason I'm asking this question is that this thing is ruining a marriage presently. This thing, they got Sarah marriage right now. A man contacted me and is complaining bitterly. In fact, the man said he don't tire. He has got up to here. He don't want to continue. What happened? His wife is a pastor in a small church. Whenever the wife is fasting, you know, go gree make the man touch her. Whenever she's fasting, she will not allow the man to near her. So the man has been enduring this thing. The man says he's tired. He don't want to continue. He said sometimes the woman will prepare 30 days fasting. The woman will just start 30 days fasting, and for that 30 days, no show. Sometimes the woman will just start 2 weeks fasting, 14 days fasting every time, and whenever she's fasting, she will move to another room. She will not allow the man to touch her. This man said he is tired, that he has tried everything, that the wife keeps saying that if she does Ichenamadubewu while she's fasting, it will spoil the fasting, that it is a sin. A married woman, I don't understand. A married woman is saying that if she sleeps with her husband while fasting, it will spoil the prayer. I don't get it. This thing, in fact, this matter got to a point, the man gave me her number to call her. I called this woman. The woman is still saying the same thing, that there is no way she can allow the man to touch her while she's fasting. That while she's fasting, everything has to be holy and pure. That if she does it, it will spoil the prayer and she will have to start again. Yeah? Please, I need you people's contribution on this. Spiritualists, them, prayer warriors, them, please tell me, is there anywhere in the Bible that it is said if you make out with your husband while fasting, it will spoil the fasting? I thought making out with a man when you're not married, that is sin, fornication, share. So, at what point does sleeping with your husband become a sin again? I'm not understanding. I just say I bring this matter to a table. Man, I tell me, Anyway, my name is Choma Blessing Okoli, Donia Nalita, Donia Nalita fan page, Ojugana Waleze TV. Have a nice day and God bless you.
So, this is the Bible record about this matter. And after the Bible reading, I will begin to explain with analysis. That is to bring to proper comprehension the truth of the whole matter. So that is what I stand for. So that is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. First book of Corinthians chapter 7, and I will be reading from verse 1 to verse 7, which says, Now concerning the things wherefore ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath no power over her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defrauding not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourself to fasting and the prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But I speak this by permission and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as I myself. But every man had his proper gift of God, one after this manner, and another after that. One after this manner, and another after that manner. Yeah, so now I will explain to us what had transpired. The truth of the whole matter is the foundation of success and progress in everything we do in life is understanding. Then also the foundation of the whole problems, chaoses, internal and external fights people have is misunderstanding. Misconception is the root of misunderstanding of everything. So misconception is the core root, the tap root of every problem we have regarding every matter. It is not really the happenings are the product of the misconception and the understanding. So regarding this, we have heard Apostle Paul. This is this 1 Corinthians chapter 7. The book of 1 Corinthians is written by Apostle Paul. So this is the voice of Apostle Paul. And this is a matters arising that brought about this writing teaching for explanation with inspiration, and for the generation, all of the generation of humanity, concerning the mind of God, the will of God, and how God have designed that things should work out. So, and we hear in verse 5, he said, defrauding not one the other, except it be consent for a time, that ye may give yourself to fasting and the prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Then verse 4 of it says, the wife had not power over her own body, but the husband had. That is, the husband has the power over the body of the wife. And likewise also the wife, and likewise also the husband had not power of his own body, but the wife. The problem in this case, from what Ojugo has explained, is misconception, more especially from the side of the woman. It doesn't matter whether she is a pastor or whatever position she occupies in the church. She is the problem. And some people may ask, is she not doing the work of God? She is doing the work of God quite all right, but not in the proper way. And the work at some point may not even be glorifying to God. And it may no longer be acceptable when it has to cause problem by affecting humans or any other person negatively. The woman is the cause of the problem. It is not the man. I have to be honest with you. And as an evangelist, I will not lie to the world. I will always speak the truth to justice, speaking the truth to power. there is nothing wrong about denial of sex during fasting and prayer. And the reason is that our body is the temple of God. Fornication, adultery, and all of sex perversion are condemned totally. They should not be made mention of, not to talk about practicing them. But marriage is instituted by God. So marriage is approved by God. However, that marriage is made for glorifying God, for the benefit of the couple, and for raising up children as their replacement, training them in the way of God. So these are the core essences of marriage. But during fasting and prayers in marriage, yes, there is the need for one to deny the other sex. But, I think you hear the word, but, there is a clause there. Now let me see, go back to where the clause is. Verse 3, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Then let me go back to verse 5. Say, verse 4 has let us know that the wife has no power over her body, but the husband. And the husband has no power over his own body, but the wife. This is to say, there is no unreasonable issue that will make the wife to deny her husband sex. Neither the husband denying her husband that sexual pleasure. It is not proper in marriage for any unacceptable reason. Then optionally, verse 5 says, defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent, with agreement, only based on agreement, on consent. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. Defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time, for a while, that ye may give yourself to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Then he goes ahead in verse 6 to say, but I speak this by permission and not of commandment. For us to maintain the perfect and the climax of the perfectness and climax of holiness of the temple of God, which is our body, based on agreements. For example, if I have to go on a fasting and a prayer while I live with my wife, I must. It is not optional. It is not. It is an obligation. I must let my wife know that I want to go into fasting and prayer, and for that reason, I will not touch you. We will not go to bed until I finish that fasting and the prayer. Then there must be an agreement between us. She may ask me how long. I may say, okay, 2 months. I want to go on 2 months. If she agrees with me on that 2 months, good, I can go on it. If it is 1 month and she agrees with me on it, good, I can go on it. If it is 1 week, if it is just 2 or 3 days, or even a day, or even some fraction of hours, there must be an agreement. it is not reasonable for any reason for me not to tell my wife that I want to engage into fasting. Because while I'll be fasting without her knowing, or maybe I'm fasting, I just decide it on myself. That time may be the time she needs my attention on the bed. Likewise, myself, she has no right to just engage into any fasting and to deprive me of sex just for that fasting without my consent. But based on level of understanding, I may tolerate it for some times, likewise any other person, but it is proper that she always consent with me. It is proper that I always consent with her before any fasting will take place. And we have an agreement. And at times, she may even say no. And I don't have to impose it on her. At times, she may require it of me, and I say no. Also, she should not impose it on me. So what the woman pastor has been doing now has become an imposition. It has become an imposition. The Apostle Paul, who wrote this thing, said he never say it as with the authorization, with imposition, but he said that is what he means by it is not by command, but it is. But I speak this by permission. He said by permission. Say by permission. That is based on his own demand or his own demand. So it is about operating in higher level of the spirit in the spiritual realm during the moment of that fasting and prayer. But that does not imply that God does not answer prayer anymore to someone who does not fast. God also answers prayers from those who do not fast. What matters most is to live a holy and righteous life, and that cannot be done without living in obedience to the rules of God. But when someone lives in obedience to the rules, I mean the commandments or laws of God, God answers prayers from such a person. The person may not even be a pastor or occupy the high position in the church. So, also, I am not standing against fasting, or I'm saying that there is anything wrong about fasting, but what is worth doing is worth doing well. So, the woman is going extra mile. The woman is going extra mile concerning this fasting of issue. She has to moderate everything. So she must be consenting with her husband each time she wants to engage into fasting and prayer for her to deny her husband the sex. The two of them must agree. They may agree, maybe they may agree that it should be 1 week every month. They may agree that it should be 3 days every month. They may agree that maybe it should no longer be monthly affair. It should be once in a year, maybe just let her choose one particular month in a year when she will go on fast throughout with the consent of the husband, so that the husband will be aware that that particular month her wife should be on fast, and there is no need of nearing her to talk about anything sexual affair. Then after that 1 month, they will come together again to avoid some kinds of temptations. So even at times, this is one of the reasons we talk against marrying unbelievers. This is one of the reasons we talk about it. Because in a marriage where one person is a Christian believer and the other one is not a Christian believer, there are things the unbelievers will not understand. And there are some things the unbeliever cannot tolerate, even if he or she understands it, but she cannot have the grace or the stamina, the spiritual or moral stamina to absorb some situations. Even at that, among two Christian believers, there must be a consent. A consensus must be reached between the husband and the wife. But if there is no agreement, there is no need going into that fasting and the prayer to deprive the man of that sex. If there is no agreement. So even if the man have decided not to agree with her, she should not be engaging into that fasting and prayers anymore. Then she will bear the consequences of the choice she had made in marriage by marrying someone who is not a strong Christian that should give her that privilege. Let me use the word privilege. It may not be the perfect word for her to be fasting. So, and the woman has no right at all. Nothing permits the woman to impose any fasting or to deny the man sex due to her imposed fasting. There is no need. If she can go on it, so if she can, Apostle Paul says she said this thing based on permission, not even as a command. So another person, another set of couple may decide to even be having their fasting. Maybe each day they will have hours. Maybe if the fasting should be from 6 to 6, then after 6 o'clock they can be free to do whatever they want to do. Then the following morning they start again 6 o'clock. But if it is straight ahead, they will discuss and have an agreement. Because of this situation, rather than making it 30 days, just cut it to 7 days or cut it to 5 days. There must be a consensus between the husband and the wife. There must be a consensus. And the wife, as I said, has no authority, has no right. Even God does not give her that right to impose such a fasting, using it as a reason to deprive her husband of sex. That woman is wrong. Even if the man is an unbeliever, so far the man is not troublesome, they can still live together and they run a successful marriage. So the only thing is that she will be tolerating the area that the man cannot endure, and that does not offend God. It does not offend God, even if she does not fast, but she still keeps a holy life. She still lives a holy life as a pastor. That does not offend God, and God will never judge her with that. But you know, this Christianity is something that many people, even many of the Christians, are too emotional about. So it is in this area I begin to separate between what I call emotional Christianity and reasonable Christianity. Emotional Christianity is how people feel, just like this woman pastor, how she feels about Christianity. Why reasonable Christianity is why Christianity. Why do we do what we do? What we do, both with fasting or non-fasting, is to pray to God and receive answer. That fasting is just to go to a far length to prove to God that we are so serious with what we are demanding from Him. That is the answer. That is the external demonstration of seriousness, or let me use the word rigor, to explain to God that we are seriously in need of things we are asking of Him through prayer. However, God knows our mind. God knows our mind. If any reason makes us not to fast, but we live the righteous and holy life and pray to God, God still answers the prayer. So the woman is wrong. The problem is that she has a misconception about the reality of what she is doing. So I am doing this video because I came across this video and I am touched to analyze this video, and I'll try to send it to this our sister Nalita, Donia Nalita. I'll try to send it to her because I got her number and I saved it some time ago. Before any reason, because of emergency, I will send it in that number via WhatsApp. So if that number is still functional in her hand, she will get this video straight ahead. Then also, if anybody can reach out to her with this video, the person can reach out to her with this video. So for the sake of saving that marriage, the woman is at fault. She may not know that she is at fault. It is not about occupying a high position in the church. It is not about emotionality. So there is no emotional sentiment. There is no nepotism in this. The woman must under obligation. So she has no choice than humbling herself to always reach an agreement with her husband whenever she wants to engage into fasting and prayers, so that they will agree on the number of days. Even if she wants to go 30 days, the man may demand to cut it to 10 days. So God does not answer the prayers based on the 30 days or 10 days or 100 days. God answered the prayer based on the cleanness of the body and of the heart. And the real motive, what is the motive? Is the motive acceptable to God? The motive for those fasting, are they acceptable to God? And even if the motive may be acceptable, but rebellion to the law of justice in marriage may hinder the same prayer she is fasting for. So she must respect herself and receive sense and come back to the right track of law of justice concerning marriage. So Christianity is based on Bible principles. It is not based on personal emotion. So Apostle Paul has explained it from the Bible, as our sister Donia has demanded it. I also have analyzed it. So that was just a short clip of video, but I have expanded it to explain it in more detail so that both Ojugo and any other person who comes across this video will have an elaborate comprehension about it. So may God bless you wherever you are, and you come across this video as it will be going on. Try to reach out to Ojugo Nalita and asking her to that evangelist Inimakalo has explained regarding what she demands of the topic of this video. So I have explained it in this video. So may God bless you. I remain your serviceable servant, Evangelist Inimakalo. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel, also to my Facebook channel. As I've said, I am resuming for proper Christian teaching from time to time. I'll be coming up online for teachings regarding every matter, then teaching it from Bible perspective. So until I come your way once again, I say to you, bye for now. And I say to you, remain blessed. I say to you, the Lord